Going on, everybody? Gonna wait about one more minute here for more people to come in, and then I'm gonna get started. Morning, Chris. Morning, Sick Man. How are you guys doing today? Could be an interesting day, to say the least. But we'll see. Yesterday I didn't think we would see what we did. Um, well, I anticipated some sort of sell-off yesterday, right? Just because of the news that happened over the weekend with Iran. But the market was up pre-market, almost a full percent, a couple hundred points. And that kind of made me think, well, maybe it's not that big a deal. Maybe it was expected. And then we sold off the entire day. So, um, once again, just the market being weird. Pre-market action is not correlating to what we're seeing during the day. We're seeing either a gap up pre-market, then a major sell-off, or a gap down and then a buy-up. So it's interesting now. We're actually up 0.02% right now on NQ, and I'm sure we're pretty much flat on ES as well. Yeah, up 0.08%. So opening flat here, which is interesting. The major thing that I want to point out today is we have Powell at 1:15 Eastern time. So ideally, we can get in and out here pretty early on and then move on with the day. I don't want to be here for that long, simply because we could see some chop. But maybe we don't. Maybe the market's nice and clean, and we can get some more selling pressure here. The only thing is, really big move yesterday. So typically the day after a big move, especially adding on the fact that we do have Powell today a little bit earlier than usual. Usually he's about 2 p.m. Now he's at 1:15. Maybe market slows down. Let's see. Someone can't hear me over here. YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, you guys can ask questions as well. We still got about 8 minutes here. So the only thing that I'm looking at today, guys, is going to be Tesla. Like I said earlier on, a lot of my setups were to the upside, and then we had a major sell-off yesterday. So pretty much, I really was hoping overnight that we wouldn't break this 160 level. However, we are now under that. So what does that mean? Anytime that we break a key level that I'm wanting to play, I typically have to then wait for some sort of pop and retest of that level, and then want to see selling pressure roll over. So there's not really any sort of major support here down into 150. So I like that. That actually gives us, we have made a low here around like 56, 57. So that gives us another $6, $7 move down into 150 if the market wants to stay weak. Pretty much the only setup, I'm not going to look to chase this off the open, right? This had a really big day yesterday. I don't want to try to milk it just because we did miss some of this trade, right? So, it is what it is. I want to see the market maybe have some sort of relief pop early on with everything else, just because, once again, we are down here pre-market. So pretty much this is the only setup I'm looking for here, guys. A bounce up to 159, 160 area, ideally 160, because that's going to be kind of the break and retest of this key support here. And then I want to see a heavy selling pressure come in. I really don't want to open up down here by 157. Hopefully here in the next 2 minutes, 3 minutes, we can get a bounce up here closer to 58, just so we don't have a $3 move we then have to capture before the low of day. But I'm not going to be mad if this just continues to show weakness here coming into the open, because maybe we only get a pop up to like 159, 158.50, and then we roll over. So, but the rules here in this trade is I'm not going to chase it off the open through lows. It can do whatever it wants. If I see a pop up here and a rollover, I'll look to play the low of day into the pre-market low of 156.80, and then look for a break of probably, I would love to see 155 at least get tested. To me, that's the trade I'm looking for here. That's what makes sense. I don't see anything I love to the downside other than that. Everything else is just kind of in a range from previous trading days. So there's not really any breakdowns or breakouts that we can play. If the market gets really strong, maybe we can go look for something else. But NVDA, I mentioned it to you guys yesterday in the premium stream. They had a ton of call volume come in. I mean, multi-million dollar call orders, 880 calls expiring next week. So they were in the money at the time, and then the market got killed. So I don't know if those guys got stopped out. I don't know if they were hedging, a massive short position or what it was. But I want to keep that in mind in case we do see some sort of crazy market bounce today. However, I do think that things probably will die out pretty quickly here. Probably after the first 30 minutes. That's just my guess. Obviously, I don't know, simply because we do have Powell today, and especially after a big move yesterday, the market and other traders, big money guys may just be kind of sitting back and waiting to see what happens here. They don't want to pick a side too aggressively too early, and then be caught on the wrong side of that. So I don't want to see a new low here instantly on Tesla. If it does, whatever. But pre-market low 156.80. I want to see a bounce. Probably going to look to play the 155 puts. That's what I have loaded up so far. But again, got to see a bounce here off the open, guys. Ideally 158.50, 159. I think 160 is maybe a little too far, but it's just the principle of getting a bounce here and then seeing selling pressure really come in and then getting to play a low a day through this pre-market low. We still have 2.5 minutes, and we're sitting right above this pre-market low. So we could still break it. Maybe we just instantly do a red candle, and then they fake it out. So if they make a new low instantly and then bounce it, I'll still look to play that original new low. Doesn't matter. That is the trade, and that's really all I'm looking at today. I don't want to get too fancy. I don't want to go try to find a bunch of other trades. This will be a good trade if we can catch it the right way, and we can get out of here and wait around for Powell. So are there any questions? Any other tickers you want me to look at? Still got about 2 full minutes here to wait. So the floor is now y'all's. Like I said, Twitter and YouTube and Twitch, you guys can ask questions as well. No, I'm still here. Yeah, 155 put. Sorry, guys. Yeah, 155 puts is what I'm going to be looking to trade here on Tesla. And we got about 10 seconds. We just made a new low, so let's just let this do its thing. Again, have to see a pop before I even consider getting in this. Will not chase the first candle. Instant drop here. Again, I am not chasing this. Wow, this thing is done. Through 156 here. Ideally, we can stay above 155. That is my ideal trade here. Again, will not chase this. If you want to risk that, that's all you. Little wall there at 155, so that's good. Here we go. There's a good bounce. That's exactly why I will not chase that, guys. You could get caught in that. Way too sporadic. No reason to get in that. Come on, Tesla. Give me a bounce here. Let's see if we can see 158. I would really like that. Looks like in queue, big bottom side wick here. So I would like to see Tesla get bought up with this as well. Sure, this candle had a lot of volume on it. Again, not chasing this low, guys. I have to see this bounce a little bit. That's just my rules. If I miss the trade, I miss the trade. I'm not going to chase it. Already 6,000 volume on these 155 puts, guys. A lot of people interested in this. There we go. There's a little bit of a bounce there. Let's go. I want to see 158. That would be awesome. This might be the only bounce we see, though. I can't really chase that. There we go. A little bit more one there. Market trying to get bought up there. Nice, above 157 here. So now I can maybe consider getting in this trade near the lows. So let's just see what happens here. Ideally, like I said, 158 gets touched, and then we see some really strong selling pressure come back over on this. Market's starting to get bought up here as well. Let's see how weak Tesla stays. I would like to see them add to this 155 wall here. Oh, wow, they did, guys. They did. See if I can get a quick picture of that. Nice. Okay, Discord, there you go. That's awesome. All right, so probably going to look to get in here around this new low. Market's pushing, though, so I'd like to see all this kind of have a little relief. And then I want to see both of these roll over. I like the way Tesla's staying weak, though, as NQ is bouncing. That's proving to me that there's still some selling pressure in this. Just kind of waiting for NQ here. Tesla's already still trying to roll. NQ's finally seeing a little bit of rejection here. Beautiful. Just waiting for Tesla now. Come on. Here we go. I'm in. Let's see if we can get a new low here. Looking for a break 155.65 here. And then going to hold for a break of 155. That's where the wall is. I have a 3 flat fill. Let's go, Tesla, right here. Market's trying to bounce a little bit. It's the only problem I'm seeing. Look how weak Tesla looks, though. I'm loving this. Come on. I want to see this new low right here. I don't want to see any more of this buying pressure. Tesla's so weak here, guys. This is beautiful. We just need a little help from market. Here we go. New low. Beautiful. Come on. Continue. Nice. Again, waiting for this 155 break. You can still take profits here. We're up over 10% on this. Almost 20. Come on. I want to see 155 here. About 50 cents off. Got to be patient. It should be quick when it's ready. Boom. 40 cents. Come on, market. Help me out here. Big wall there at 155 still, guys. Big wall. Give this a chance. I'm going to take a little profit here just because I'm up really nicely. Here we go. 15 cents. 1 cent right through it. All right, I'm scaling out of a lot. Oh, there we go, guys. Selling more there. Just got a couple runners. I want to see if I can see a close under 155. I'm going to try to hold on to this for a little bit. The market hasn't even rolled over yet. Back above 155. I don't want to see that. We've got about 8 seconds left on this candle. I want to give it a chance, though. Come on, Tesla. Give me some more. Back under. They closed it above. Not ideal. Here we go. Volume is through the roof. That's beautiful. I'm out of 80%, though, guys. I don't like how they're bouncing this here, so I'm going to get out of everything. I think there's still room. I only have one contract left, so I'm just going to try to let this thing work. Looking for a new low on that. But, guys, that was a banger. I got a 418 sell there at peak, which is pretty good. I feel like these probably hit around 430, guys, and the buy was 3. I got a 3 buy on that. Come on, I want to see some continuation here. Buyers are really trying to hold this. That play would have been a lot crazier if the market was actually selling off with us here, and now it's finally doing that. That's why I want to try to be patient here with my last few contracts. NQ trying to make a new low here. Tesla should start getting aggressive. Again, 150 is doable. I don't know how long that's going to take, so here we go. Yeah, 430 a contract. I'm going to try to get a little greedy here, guys. Try to get 450 on a limit sell here. I have my, there it is right there. I should get filled. 450 on the ask. Come on, give it to me. I'm getting a little fancy here trying to get this 450 sell limit. 440 on the ask. Come on, we're right there on that 154 break. You know, actually, I may switch this. I just got hit. All right, awesome, guys. That was awesome. Please let me see some profits on that. That was beautiful. This should continue hard, though. 460. I don't care. That was awesome. Let's see. So 450 peak sell there for me. 3 buy. That's a 50% gain on a freaking Tuesday, guys. Mr. Happy, I was in 10 there. This is a decent setup for me. But you know, this was an A plus. So yeah, 450 and then a 3 buy. It's a 50%. That's all right, RB. That was quick, man. That was really quick. Let's go. Like I said, though, guys, I mean, you got to be patient there. You got to wait for that pop. We got the pop. We got the rollover, aggressive selling pressure. As the market wasn't really selling off yet, got in that trade right at the low of day, played it safe, patience through 155. That's why I traded the 155, so we could then get into the money. Tesla's already down 4.5% for the day, so I'm really not going to look to push it, even though I do think this probably still has some room. Other than that, though, guys, I am out. I am done. That was a freaking banger. I know that I was kind of hoping that candle would go a little bit slower, but it just instantly kind of came down into this low. So I was like, all right, I'm in. All good, Mr. Happy. I mean, I like to see the discipline from some of you guys that didn't take that and you rather have just watched, and since you're still learning. I love that. YouTube, anyone, you guys probably didn't catch that. I was a little delayed. But nice, Duco. I'm glad you caught that, man. Good. That was awesome. So we may see a break and retest here. So we broke 155, bouncing back up, retesting. Market's full on chop. So if both of them roll over at the same time, maybe there's another trade there, but I am one and done. That was absolutely beautiful. T-Ballot, nice, man. Glad you're here. That was incredible. I've been waiting for a trade like that. That kind of reminds me of the old Tesla, you know? I mean, usually it's like 1 or 2 candles and you get like a $3-4 drop, but I haven't had a setup like this on Tesla in a long time, and that's why I miss playing this so much. I mean, those contracts moved beautifully. The trade moved well. We had a wall. We had volume. I mean, look at this. This is why I wanted to see this low a day than 155 because we got this volume spike here. Look at that. I mean, I pretty much got peak sell down here at 450 on those last few. That was awesome. Yeah. Yesterday there were plenty of times for me to maybe take an early entry, try to get in a different trade, look for a different stock, go trade hunting. And that's when I could have been down money yesterday for no reason. And then today we're just kind of digging ourselves out of a hole rather than being patient. Who cares? No setups yesterday. Market didn't really do exactly what we wanted. I took a cash day, and today we showed up and boom. I mean, honestly, this trade paid for the week. Deals. There you go, baby. Good scale out. That's beautiful. Yes, that was 419 expiration. Yeah. I had about a 3 flat buy, 3.00, and scaled out anywhere from 396 to 450 or all my scale outs. That was freaking awesome. Well, guys, I know that was a really stressful, hard work day. So sorry about that. I know that was tough. 11 minutes in. I better see some profit posts today. That was just I've been waiting for one of those. Yeah, I know, breaking a sweat. That's why I do this. Too bad I just drank a bunch of coffee or I'd be going back to bed. I'm glad a lot of you guys caught that. I've been waiting for that. Jeez, Duco. Oh man. Collective. What are you trading? That looks like a bot. Well, YouTube, Twitch, what'd you guys think about that? I see a bunch of y'all watching. Any questions on why I took that? Did you take that trade? NVDA trying to go for highs. Oh, okay. You're not a bot. What are you trading? I'm trading Tesla stock using options. Oh, is it a little blurry? I don't know that I can change the resolution on here. Yeah, it doesn't look that clear, does it? I don't know what else to do about that. Let's see. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, so Tesla, trading Tesla. Can you explain what 3 flat fills? You mentioned that. Oh, yeah, Van. So pretty much that just means like my buy price was 3.00 rather than like 3.05 or 350 or anything. I just say 3 flat. Yeah, no problem. Good question. I never really thought about that terminology there. Well, you were going to grab AMD options wavy. Okay, cool. What's AMD doing today? Little chop. What were you looking at? Puts, calls, what? It looks pretty weak. Right here in support, though. So either it breaks and falls, or maybe this is a good bottom. Youngster slang. I don't know if that's slang or not, but yeah. I just got an 18, so any gain is great. Yeah, anything over 10%, guys, is good. If you miss the entry, I know that was quick. That was definitely quicker than I wanted, but I couldn't, I couldn't wait around for a slower entry. I knew that was the time to get in. But once I said, get in, there was a little bit of a bounce, so it did give you a few seconds. But when it comes to day trading, seconds matter. So I don't know if you were like 10 or 15 seconds late. I don't know when you got in, but if you got in before the 155 break, then I think you were okay. Well, you filled for 360. Wow. Okay. Well, then, I mean, still, yeah, that makes sense. So you probably got in kind of right before that 155 break, but it's all good. It's all good. 15%, take that every time. I mean, don't be like mad or antsy because you missed out on a bigger percentage. Just learn from it and move on. Still pretty good trade. I don't know how much you made, but let's go see. Good, good. Yeah, they were little. The contracts were more expensive than I thought. Look at this here, guys. That we're starting to roll back over again. Look how choppy NQ is, though. If this happened on any other day other than Powell and we just got some clean selling pressure, we'd be down by 152. That's ideally what I wanted, but knowing that Powell's today, I just wanted to kind of take that money and run. Took the 150 strike. Okay, nice. Nice, guys. Yeah, that was fun. Job, RB. Yeah, let's see those profits, fellas. Let's go. It does more than y'all think. Posting those profits there. Because it proves credibility for new members, and that's kind of the whole thing we're trying to do here. Thanks, RB. I know you've been good about that. Let me see. Let me update my trade idea here. That was pretty hype. That was good. But like I said, that's yeah, I know. Any free guys, definitely. um, but yeah, I mean, guys, that's the work day. That's pretty much it. Waiting for it to test. Okay, wavy. What else is going on here? Microsoft a little weak. Meta Chop Central. ES is selling off pretty hard. AMD was moving. Let's see. Yeah, it was. I'm telling you, I think that things are just probably going to die out pretty quickly this morning, just because, like I said, we got Powell. So these are days when if I can catch a trade like that and move on, great, I'm done. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of reason to stick around. But I'll still hang out, go over some stuff. Yeah, SPY is dumping, guys. That SPY 510 level that got taken out was just kind of just open the floodgates. This thing is done. I don't know how much further we have. I mean, I think 500 is a pretty good estimate of where things could go. However, we do have a small gap back here. Me and the analysts were talking about this. It goes from about, we're starting to initiate it actually, but it goes down to about 497-ish. So the gap, yes, we still have room down in here, but anywhere down in this 500 level is, to me, kind of where things should start seeing a little bit of support. However, I mean, why are we selling off right now? One, from a technical standpoint, we're way up in the air, right? I mean, we've gone basically straight up for 6 months. We started to get a little bit of a top out. Things started going sideways. And then we had that news with Iran, right? So, another war is starting. And we got the big sell off yesterday, right? Because that happened over the weekend. Well, how do we look, in a future view of this? Like, what could happen? Well, either things stop and maybe the U.S. gets involved and says, "Okay, don't retaliate. We'll figure something out," and then things die out. That's when you can see a market bounce. However, if you start seeing retaliation back, and other people start getting involved, there's other more missiles or drone strikes or whatever, and just a continuation of what's going on, that's when things should get a little bit more ugly. We can actually, if we break 500, I think 490 could happen pretty quickly here, depending on how bad things get. So keep your eye on the news. Let's just, since we're waiting here and I'm done for the day, let's just go see what's going on. See some of the latest news. Israeli's military chief says that Israel will respond to Iran's weekend missile attack. Well, there you go. So it looks like there's probably going to be some retaliation there. Okay, so just trading lesson here, and probably something I should have talked about this morning. Anytime that there's turmoil, right? What stocks you want to look at? Well, Lockheed Martin's probably the number one stock that you want to look at. I'm surprised it's not moving as aggressive as it is, as I would think. But Lockheed, usually Boeing's one, but we all know what's going on with Boeing these days. So I don't know what they're gonna do. Are they gonna just like fly over and throw plane parts out? I don't know. There's just a little bit of negative news there on this stock that usually isn't really going to make it. What's Raytheon's ticker? I'm blanking on it. Come on, it should pop up for me. I don't know why this is like so laggy right now. I'm just gonna look it up. I need to know this off the top of my head, and I usually do. Raytheon ticker RTX. Duh. There we go. All right. So Raytheon, obviously another one. I'm surprised these aren't moving as aggressive as I would think, but defense names. Anytime that you see some sort of war going on, you want to look at Raytheon and Lockheed Martin. Another thing, obviously, this is going on in the Middle East, right? Well, what is the Middle East known for? It's oil. Oil has been going absolutely insane for the last couple months. I just hate looking at Exxon because me and Mr. SLP were talking about buying this around 95 to 100, and 95.77 was the low, and we've now run $30. Nice, Tuco. So yeah, obviously oil. So oil and defense names are just stuff that I would suggest watching on the side, just learning how they're going to move with this news. Maybe Lockheed Martin gets some sort of contract with someone, and boom, stock's ripping, and you can make some money there. Some other oils here. Chevron, that's actually pulled back quite a bit. XOP is basically the SPY of oil and gas. All this is pulling back, but you can see that it was ripping into this news here. Whole market seemed to sell off yesterday. So Tesla back under 155 here. I hate that, but we may see more lows. I don't know that I want to force that trade. I don't think there's any reason to with how chopped the futures are right now. So let's just let it do its thing. Whatever. I love the weakness, but if the market was moving cleanly, then I'm there. It's just not. Why give any profits back? Best crude stocks. I'm just not super familiar with the oil and crude space. I mean, I really, if I'm going to go look at oil, I'm going to be looking at Exxon, Chevron. Typically Exxon is just going to be the main one that I'm going to watch. Valero, you can watch Valero, but Exxon is typically the cleanest stock to trade. Other than that, you could trade, XOP, which is like I said, the SPY of oil. So, I wish I had a better answer for you there. It's just I have a very niche strategy. So I always pay attention to the tech stocks, and then we'll branch out rarely when things are going on. Oxy is another one. I mean, I know Warren Buffett's really involved in that. I made some money on that a while back, but that was kind of right after the news hit that he was buying some of this. Well, not some, but a lot. And the stock just absolutely went on a tear. That's the kind of action that I'm going to be looking to get involved in, right? This kind of crazy movement, everything over here, I couldn't care less. But man, I am just thrilled with this morning. Looks like NQ is starting to break out here a little bit, pulling Tesla back up. You can tell though that sellers are going to do anything they can here at 155. This trade doesn't look bad though, but look what for y'all watching. Look what NQ's doing right now. We just kind of broke out over this trend. We may start ripping here. That just makes me not interested in trading the downside anymore. Yeah, Marathon Oil, Devon Energy. I've heard of those. Thank you, Duco. Making me look foolish over here. Yeah, here we go. Well, futures are starting to rip over 155 again. But guys, like I said, I mean, there's not really any reason for me to stick around for a whole lot longer. I mean, I'm going to sit here and just kind of talk and answer questions for a little bit longer. But like I said this morning, on a day like today, I want to be in and out and leave. I want you guys to watch the charts and kind of just ingrain in your mind that you're probably going to see some chop today. So for future that there's just no reason to be here. But prediction, I actually don't know what Powell's going to talk about today, Hype Stud. I don't know any prediction. I mean, he typically wants to come in and save the market especially when it comes down this much. So maybe he comes in and just says whatever his script says. If you ever watch him talk, he never looks up at the camera. Well, hardly, right? He looks down at a sheet of paper and reads off what he's supposed to say. So you never really know. Let's look it up though. Let's see if there's anything on the news here for us. We do have one special earning this week, and that's Netflix. That's on Thursday, so that's just something else to keep in mind. Let's see. Press release 416. So there's a speech by the vice president going on at 9 a.m. So that was before the open. Not super special. And then Powell, all it says is discussion. And then 3 hours after that, they're talking about selected interest rates. So, I mean, obviously, I'm sure there's going to be some sort of interest rate news. They're at least going to mention it. Probably a little bit on inflation too, right? And then maybe he talks about what's going on. Yeah, Kenny, for sure. This is the ideal day for me. Boom, boom, in and out, done. This is why I kind of choose this style. And in a little bit different market conditions, this is typically how a normal day goes. We just haven't really seen a day like this very often recently. So I hope this keeps spirits high, that when things are going good and the market's right, that this is a really fun way to trade. Tesla back under 155 here. Market just has 2 red candles here, and Tesla's already trying to come back for lows. Like I said, though, if there is some real selling pressure on this, guys, I do think 150 is very doable. In one day. I mean, I think it's still possible today. Um, I would be a lot more confident in it if Powell wasn't talking, like I've already said 100 times. But we'll just have to see. Hype stud. Netflix. I really don't know. Netflix has been doing really good for the last couple months. Actually, I mean, really all year. It's just kind of gone straight up. We've now kind of flattened out here at the top. So last earnings was really good. The earnings before that was really good. They're definitely going to have to follow it up with some more good news here. But all-time highs is right around 700. So we're not that far away. I would love to see this bounce back up here and go for all-time highs. I don't trade Netflix often. It's when everything lines up, I'll definitely look to trade it just because it's percentage wise, it's a crazy stock. I mean, you can make a ton of money on it, but that also means you can lose a big chunk of money too if you aren't careful. So we'll see what happens. Won't even consider looking at it until after earnings once the contracts die down. So the reason I don't trade Netflix often is there's just not much volume on the stock unless there's some sort of news that's going to give it that extra attention. On a normal day-to-day basis, there's no volume. But I mean, look at history here, right? So that I'm not crazy. Discord, this is for y'all too. Look at the volume around earnings, right? You have no volume here. Earnings comes around, volume spikes. Next couple days, you have some higher above average volume, then it's dead, right? So we should start seeing volume kick back in here the next day or two. Earnings obviously is going to make that volume spike, and it's just the same pattern, right? Low volume, maybe a little news here. Earnings comes in, volume spike, back to nothing. So that's why I don't ever trade it unless there's some sort of news or earnings, plus a good setup, plus volume, plus market sentiment, all that. Just because, I mean, if we had the exact same trade that we had today on Tesla, on Netflix, it probably would have been 100, 150% trade just because those contracts move unbelievably fast. But yeah. So I mean, I don't want to cut things too short today, but we're over 30 minutes in. I have a feeling things are probably going to start dying down, guys. So if there's any last minute questions, ask away. If not, I have plenty of work that I could be doing. So I'll probably head out of here pretty soon. So I'm going to wait around for another 2 minutes and answer whatever you guys have. Anyone that made money today, please send those profits in. That helps a lot. Yeah, it was a good day, Kenny. Quick $200. Nice. Heck yeah. Cool. Well, YouTube, Twitter, not seeing anything from y'all. Discord, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a good rest of the day. And I got a free lesson tonight that's also going to be streamed on all the platforms. So I will see you there tonight as well. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for listening. Glad we made some money today. All right, Charlie. See you tonight. All right, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Later.